My probably earliest memory of City Hall was as a child. I grew up at the railway siding at Owenilla. If people have never heard of Owenilla, it was just this railway siding just north of Tyro. So to come into town, into Maryborough, was a big occasion. So a meeting place was at the City Hall Green. My parents would meet there with my other brothers and sisters that were working in the town. So, yeah, I saw the Town Hall Green as a friendly place to be. My brothers worked at Walkers Limited, and yes, so they would come down and we'd meet them for lunch. And, yeah, maybe somebody would pick up pies from, or Gisau pies, and or fish and chips from one of the Gillespie shops. And, yeah, so Town Hall Green was very relevant in my early life. At the age of 15, I was working for the School of Arts Library. I was library assistant there. And of course, out the front door, there was that City Hall beginning in 1908. It was a very relevant year. That was the year after my father's birth. So it was always attractive to think about this building was almost as old as my father. One of the girls that I worked with, Kay Eckert, later became Kay Nachinsk, she was a lady who organised the ushers for the big shows that came through the City Hall. So she would be looking for young ladies to greet guests at these big shows and show them to their seats. So some of those shows were like Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. That was one of the things that is in my memory. Beautiful Snow White and all her little people. There was Ravine, the hypnotist, and it was amazing how he was able to take total control of guests that he invited on stage. There was Cole Joy and the Joy Boys, and of course I got all their autographs. So yes, there was probably about 8 to 10 ladies that would have greeted the people at the door. We always had to be well groomed to show that we were hostesses. Well, we were given a protocol to smile as they arrived and then look at the ticket and get in our brain before we left the door exactly where their seat was, so that we were professional in showing them where their seat was. We used to, hello, if we knew them by name, greet them by name, because we did get to know a lot of the people who came as audience for these shows. So to be able to show them to the seat, we got a reputation of being the hostesses for those shows. And I think that is why Kay continually worked with the same group of people. Every time we would see the same girls come. So that was from when I was about 15 till when I was about 21, when I left the School of Arts. I was married and went my other ways, other things happened. The one aspect about the City Hall was its meeting place. It was the place to go where things happened. And one of the things with our babies is that's where we went to have their immunisation. Right from when they were registered at birth, we were then put on a list that we were told when the different immunisations would happen, the triple antigen, the polio, the German measles, as we came through. We had our little card that got ticked off at the door, and then we'd all line up, have their little needles, leave as they were all screaming. In the years of about 17 to after we were married, even after we were married, there was beautiful balls in the City Hall. What comes to mind was the Deb balls. The Anglican Church had a Deb ball and the Catholics had a Deb ball. So there was the two Deb balls where all the girls would be dressed in their white and present themselves to some influential person and then to the town, to the city. So everybody gowned up, everybody went to the hairdressers. In those years I had long hair, I had big curls put in, which you'd pay a fortune to have done, and then you'd keep it in for as long as you could. For a week I'd have these big curls at the back of my head. But everybody was grand. It was a beautiful place. Everybody could dance, waltzes, Pride of Erin's, jazz waltzes, evening three-step, Pride of Erin, all the beautiful dances. So, yeah, and then there was the community balls like the Show Society Ball, where a girl would be selected to be the show princess or the show queen for the show that was coming up. One of my daughters made her debut, and I was a very proud mother as she did her curtsy. That year there was a Scottish theme, so she had a tartan sash across her beautiful white dress. So so we were parents of a Deb that year. To be a Deb, I guess it was from about the age of 17, and it became a well-known fact that there would be these Deb balls, and the moment you saw in the Maryborough Chronicle that there would be a Deb ball, you needed to register. And from there they were trained for a number of weeks before the ball. They went every week and they learned how to do their dance and to curtsy, particularly with a long gown on so they didn't trip. So it was really like they're coming out. They were coming out to society to be a Deb.